This is a big one for me. It's probably one of the guitars that I've sought after the longest. They were so hard to come by. These guitars always drew my attention, and the way they looked, they had a different sound. And I'm just going to get right to it and talk about it, and we can get into what it is, some specs, some details, some history. And as you can see here, starting off, we have our black Tolex Fender case with a tail logo. Those latches are incredible. Check this out. This is a 1969 Fender Stratocaster, and not just your regular run-of-the-mill Stratocaster. This is what they call, in the big headstock era, a maple cap. So these guitars are extremely unique in the fact that at this time, this period of time with Fender guitars, all Stratocasters were rosewood. They had found a process that seemed to have been working. It was a great sales pitch. History will tell you that Leo was using the rosewood due to the fingerboards looking dirty. I don't know how much truth there is to that. To get a Stratocaster maple neck, maple cap at this time period would have been a special order. Now, I have seen 62 Strats with a maple cap. I've seen 65 Strats with a maple cap. And more commonly, you'll find them on the Telecasters. I believe that, to me, a wave of the black guard Telecaster, the white guard Telecasters, there was almost a resurgence. The music at the time period, there were a lot of players using their old 50s Telecasters. And, you know, maybe a guy purchasing a blonde late 60s Tele wanted that maple neck. And you'll see more maple neck Teles pop up. Quite a few, actually. A lot of them. But as far as the Stratocasters, very few, very rare. Those guitars at the time period would have had the one-piece maple neck built. A truss rod would have been laid in the neck, and then a veneer laminate would have been laid on top of it. So the reason why they call this a maple cap is because they basically followed the same construction. They built their one-piece maple neck, they laid their truss rod in, and instead of putting a rosewood fingerboard on here, they would take a piece of maple, shape it to the fretboard, and glue it on. And that's why you have no skunk stripe in the back, and essentially giving you the name, the maple cap. These guitars were most notably played by guys like Jimi Hendrix, for one, Ritchie Blackmore, Robin Trower, David Gilmour. Tonally, the maple cap Strats, to me, seem a bit rounder and a bit warmer. The characteristic is not as stingy as, say, pre-CBS era Strat with a Brazilian rosewood fretboard slab, but they do have a big, bold characteristic. They're not bright, they're not choppy, they don't cut the ears when you're listening to them. Just an all-around, this is a warm, big-bodied Strat. This guitar did come from Norm's, and you may remember the video right up here. My buddy Michael Lemo and my buddy Todd helped me score this. Todd Wisenbaker, and we were chatting back and forth, and he said, man, for a Hendrix guy, you really need to check this guitar out. It's incredible. He sent me a clip of it, and then the whole thing started. I called Todd, I spoke to Norm, we were able to work a deal. I wasn't looking to purchase a guitar. I shouldn't have purchased a guitar, but you can't find 5 of these on Reverb. You can't find 3 of them on Reverb. These guitars are extremely rare. One of the rarest guitars. Is it a Mary Kay rare? No, but it's right up there with some of the rarest. I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan, and to have this piece of the puzzle, to see what it's all about, that's part of what we do. That's part of what I do. It's the tone hunting and finding out why. That's a lot of why I do this YouTube channel, is to find out why things work. Why does this happen? What makes this tick? And you know, I try to see what my heroes did and what my heroes were figuring out. And this guitar, I've lusted after these for so long, and to have one now, you really realize how special they are. And you know, with this vintage thing, I never ever claim to be an expert or a know-it-all. I'm always learning, and I find myself trying to learn as much as I can on my off time, and I try to do my research, and I try to study. And you know, I'll only speak on something if I know 100% in my brain what I'm saying. I'm not going to just speak false about a lot of things. There's a lot of people that can do that on the internet, and that's fine. To me, I feel like once you make one of these videos, it stays forever, so you kind of have to back up what you're saying. But the guitar community, the social media community, and various Facebook pages, I've become friends with knowledgeable experts. I became friends with my friend Francesco a long time ago. Our love for vintage Fender guitars, our Italian heritage. He's just an amazing human being and a great friend. He is an owner of quite a few maple cap strats, and he was the first person I contacted when I was seeking this guitar out, to be able to talk to Sesco and get some of his feedback and his knowledge and him share it with the YouTube channel. This guy is an absolute expert. He has a huge celebrity clientele. He's an amazing person. He has an amazing guitar collection. And he just really helped solidify this dream guitar. So we're going to check in with him now.
We are talking about the maple cap Fender Stratocaster. The one Mattia is playing now is a 67, late 67 to... No, you can keep it. 67 to 68 with a maple cap and a black finish. And Nick was asking me what we should tell to the people about the magic and the specialty of these guitars. Well, we were just talking about the fact that this kind of guitar, for any young boy that ever listened to this record here, you should have heard of it, made in Japan by Deep Purple. This record, which was live, featured some of the best live playing ever. Richie Blackmore was playing a guitar that had these exact features, both the color and the maple cap neck. That sound, that playing, that incredible, ensemble, that band was just amazing. Nick asked us to present a little bit these guitars because they are really, really rare, and they have a particular sound that really was fast forwarding for the time, because these were really the first guitars that get along well with pedals, effects, and the mix, because with the maple neck, guitarists like Jimi Hendrix could obtain a more versatile sound, a less bassy sound out of those super powerful amps they were using, because it's not like today that you have the Jimi Hendrix plugin that helps you to get a good tone maybe with low volume. They used those amps and they had to control the feedback, the sound, the tone. Everything was live and real. And
it's crazy loud here.
We are still talking and we can hear each other, but it's not that easy. These guitars are extremely rare because you had to order them back then. So very few of them were ordered. And after Woodstock, and Jimmy went on stage with one of these that became extremely famous. So people maybe wanted them, but they were not in production anymore, because by the early 60s, the maple cap construction was abandoned in favor of the old style one-piece maple neck with skunk stripe on the back to install the truss rod. So these guitars were simply gone. And they are iconic because they were used by David Gilmour, Richie Blackmore, and of course Jimi Hendrix in Band of Gypsies, Woodstock, and all the last part of his incredible career. My suggestion to my friend Nick when he asked me whether to buy or not that guitar was buy it. Absolutely. And my suggestion to anybody, if you have the occasion to buy one, buy one. Early 65 Fender Stratocaster with a maple cap fingerboard, exactly like a model used by Jimi Hendrix. Actually, this was his very first maple cap guitar, because anybody knows about the infamous Woodstock Strat. This guitar was his first maple cap Strat ever. Actually, most of you will know about this guitar used by Jimi, because Jimi painted it white and wrote a poem on the back where he painted it white, and he smashed this guitar at the Seville Theatre. It was a custom order maple cap guitar. He found this guitar probably in England because there was a lot of demand for maple necks because of Hank Marvin. This was actually Jimmy's first.
Look at the back.
Yes, I hope you can see the flame. The guitar has an insane flame neck.
Wow.
I hope you can see it. It's quite a rare guitar. So this is the first one we wanted to show you. Mattia is going to play a few riffs.
And smash it.
And smash it, of course, after painting it.
Yeah.
The second most known guitar he used is probably the one he used at Woodstock Festival. His guitar was an Olympic white. This is a blonde, so it has a swamp ash body, but late 60s blonde tend to be really opaque. This one was signed by the great Eric Gales, by the way. I showed him this guitar last year when he came to Italy. This one sounds amazing. Actually, he always had some problem with this old jack, but we fixed it today. Late 68, early 69, maple cap, Fender Stratocaster in blonde. Actually, my friend Nick got a fantastic, super vibey, well-worn, late 69, I think. Here is a similar one in Sunburst, as is. It's 68, found from the original owner here in Italy. It's really stupid mint condition. Just some typical fade from the front red, but still has some on the back. It's really a beautiful guitar and sounds huge. I just leave to Mattia to the responsibility to show you how does it sound. I tuned that guitar, I think, last year.
Original strings?
Not original
okay.
strings, no. But this is a nice one. It has a red stamped date code on the neck, which is quite rare with 68 date, of course. This is a great one.
I can't thank those guys enough. They've been such great friends, and they've been excited for me in this process, which is something you don't really find a lot of these days. If that's something you guys would want to see in a future video, maybe we open this thing up and find out what a 69 Strat, Hendrix era Strat is all about, what the pickups read. Maybe there's some tone secrets in there. We can do that. I haven't done anything testing as far as anything else. I just lifted the pick guard, I made sure everything was clean, and I put it back on. So we can dive into that. I just know that this guitar is what it is. It's a super rare Fender guitar. I'm grateful to be the torchbearer of this and carry this legacy on with this guitar. Thanks to Norm, too, for helping me out and being kind and generous. My friend Todd, Michael Lemo, everybody over at Norman's Rare Guitars. A little side note with Cesco, too, is I'm going to put him and Mattia's information down at the bottom. If you're a vintage guitar geek, and you haven't heard of Cesco, you haven't visited his page, he provides authentication, he provides appraisals, setup work, repair work, refinishing work. I know that he has done some restorations in the past. So to have somebody, you know, that is so committed to the craft, it's amazing that these people are still around and these guitars are still around and they're unearthing these artifacts, these pieces of history. And, you know, just to be able to call that guy my friend is pretty great. I thank him, and I'm going to put all his information down at the bottom. I think that you guys should, you know, check out his website because it's so educational. It's a website for vintage guitar nerd. Follow them on their Instagram. Like I said, I'm going to put Cesco stuff and Mattia's stuff down. Mattia's a great player. We've recently become friendly. Talked about Maple Neck Strats. Just a phenomenal guy. Good spirits, good hearts. So I'm thankful. In the case, no vintage 69 Strat would be complete without the Jimmy Ace Woodstock Strat going hand in hand. So sweet to have that. I've had this guitar for quite some time and it's been really hard not to share it with anybody, play it in any videos. I've been hiding it in the background when I've been filming other stuff. So just to have this out now and, you know, to be the custodian of it, you know, is a great move. You can also take time to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you're into vintage guitars, vintage gear, repairs, tone hunting, Stevie Ray Vaughan tone, Jimi Hendrix tone, anything, B.B. King, all the blues greats. I just try to keep a buffet of videos coming out so it's not stale. I try to do what I can, and I'm really happy that you guys are here. I'm happy that we've gotten this far. I'm going to show some detailed shots of the fretboard difference where you can see, you know, a slab compared to the maple cap and how they made it work. This guitar is just incredible. 1969 Fender Stratocaster. I almost forgot. One little cool factor, and to guys who are in the know of the pre-CBS and CBS serial numbers, this really means nothing. But I found a receipt online of Hendrix when he was at Manny's Guitar Shop in New York, which was where he frequented quite a bit. And he purchased a 1970 Stratocaster. That guitar's serial number is eerily close to what this one is. Now, this guitar is a 69. The neck date shows it's a 69. And also the routing inside there. I'll explain that in the video if we do end up opening up. But to be super close to a guitar owned by Jimmy is wild. It's amazing. It doesn't mean anything because Fender was essentially grabbing these serial numbers out of a bucket and slamming them on guitars. But it's just one more cool factor. I love Jimi Hendrix. I'm a fan of him. We celebrated his 50th anniversary of his passing. And, you know, it's been 50 years and the guy is still impactful. And, you know, Purple Haze could come out tomorrow and it would blow people's minds, I feel. You know, your mileage may vary, but he'll be an innovator. He'll be the greatest forever because of it. So I really thank you guys. I thank all of you for the positive feedback. The last few weeks on YouTube have been incredible. We're getting close to 10K. I want to thank Sesco. I want to thank Mattia. I want to thank Norman Rare Guitars. I want to thank Todd, Mike Lemo, all those guys who helped make this happen. I did sell off some Gibsons, as you remember. But, you know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime guitar, a super rare guitar, and I'm glad to have it. It's solid, it's all there, and it's a voodoo child. We'll talk soon, guys.